Ellen Eves back here with you on SportsCenter. Now, to say it's been a frustrating season for Kings forward DeMarcus Cousins is like saying Hillary Clinton had a tough 2016. Dude has been going through it, but his responses to the adversity he's faced has brought all kinds of criticism his way. But as he told the undefeated Mark Spears recently, you're always going to know exactly how Boogie feels.
I may not like everything I say. I'm going to tell the truth. If I think it's wrong, I'm going to speak on it. If I think it's right, I'm going to speak on it. I'm as real as it gets. Yeah. I'm black and white. That's it. It's no sugarcoating. There's nothing in between. Everything's black and white with me.
What gave you that mentality?
That's how I was raised.
Yeah.
My mother's the exact same way. Yeah. Black and white.
People know where you're coming from.
They don't know exactly where I'm coming from.
All right, for more, we have Mark Spears, NBA writer for the Undefeated. Christmas time. You can't get this. You can't get this. He brought this for us.
Perk.
Okay, here's the deal. It's clear we know how Boogie feels on everything because he has an emotional response to everything, good or bad.
Yes.
But typically those bad responses become detriments to himself and his team. From talking to him, what sense do you believe he fully understands those ramifications?
He's straight no chaser.
Okay.
He deals with whatever it is, and he's not going to change. As you heard, he got it from his mama.
Right.
And his mom just always said, be straight up, tell him how you feel. And a lot of times it gets him in trouble. It isn't always in a positive way. And perhaps maybe sometimes he comes back and says, hey, maybe I should have handled it a little differently, like he perhaps with the Sacramento Bee reporter. But I don't think he's going to change. But I think what could be better is maybe being around some more veteran players in a different environment. I think that it's best for both parties at this point.
You know, a lot of times it's comparisons to Draymond Green, right? Like, can you deal with what he's going to provide for you on the court and have to deal with some of the histrionics off of it? And if he's transformative, that makes sense. But the Kings haven't been to the playoffs since he's been in the league. In fact, they haven't even won more than 40 games since their last playoff stint, which was in 05-06. When you were
if it wasn't for him, they'd be even worse.
Sure, but when you talk to him, because he's made it very clear he doesn't want to be in Sacramento, what does his future there look like?
Well, actually, it's been the opposite. On Monday, I said, hey, you know, he had a charity event giving kids a $100 gift certificate. I mean, $200 for 300 kids. I said, do you want to be here? He's like, absolutely. And he said that several times. And he said that.
That's different from the public perception.
Yeah, he kind of surprised me.
Right.
You know, surprised you. He
absolutely.
said, absolutely, I want to be here. And I said, well, what about this event? Do you expect to be doing this event in Sacramento next year? He said, yeah. We'll see what they do, but he expects to be doing it in Sacramento. So he loves it there. He's having a comedy show there. I think it's more the community thing. He's really ingrained himself. He's almost a Jekyll and Hyde kind of guy. People see Sacramento, two sides of him. The guy that buys a van for a family who lost their father, pays for a funeral for a kid. Then you see the guy on the court that's tough. But, you know, Sacramento has kind of a love-hate relationship with him.
But, you know, back to El's point, though, what sense does he have that he believes he is the reason this team will go back to the playoffs? Because if he truly believes that, he's, you know, all right, fine, look. You doing that stuff
I
at
think
school,
he's
but
overly positive about this team, too.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, what do you think about the state of the team? It's great. It's good. I'm like, you watching the same thing I'm watching?
So
this doesn't seem like
it sounds like he's delusional.
Mouse speak, you know?
I mean, he's a guy I think that just believes in his guys.
Okay.
And feels like they're going to turn around. And they're not a playoff team in the West. Perhaps if you moved them to Connecticut, they'd be in the playoffs. But this is, to me, a team that they need to blow up, start over. And with him, with Rudy Gay, with everything, Kiki Vandeweghe once told me if it's not moving forward, you need to change it. And to me, I think maybe with this, Cousins probably is overly optimistic with this team. I don't see him going anywhere.
Let me say this. I don't know Boogie. We went to the same school. I've talked to him several times. I think deep down he is a good kid.
He is a good kid.
But the way he responds to things suggests otherwise. And eventually, sometimes perception becomes a reality. And that's what it seems to be happening for him right now.
But I also think that they've changed coaches so much. It's 6 coaches, 3 GMs, 2 ownership changes. This is a guy who, when he was at Kentucky, as you mentioned, he had stability. You know who the coach is. You know who the AD is. I think he needs to be at a franchise for him to be the best.
Yeah.
He needs to have a franchise with stability, and the Kings aren't that.